Are you ready?
Ready.
All right, let's go. Kevin here, top 1 financial advisor and best-selling author. We are here to talk about the stock market. Hey, moving day is around the corner. It is just a few days away. Moving day for me is when I say, look, here's my portfolio, and there are some things that need to change in this space, right? Here's what I know from this year. Here's what I learned. I want to make sure that my portfolio reflects that in some way. Now, I think everybody should have a moving day. I don't care if it's 1 time a year. I don't care if it's 4 times a year. It should not be more than that. But you should make some regular adjustments to your portfolio. You should make sure everything is good, it's in place, and it fits with who you are as an investor. So, what I'm going to do is give you, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 6 stocks on my mind that I want to share with you, and just put it on your hearts and minds, okay? And you can, I would call this a watch list, okay? Call this a halftime watch list for 2022. I'm keeping my eye on a few things, and I want you to know what these things are. Now, if you want to know which one of these stocks I'm buying, and there are a few that are not on this list that I will be buying, I've already decided, feel free to join the members only. That link is right here. It's also under the video. When you hit join, I've already done a video telling everybody what I am buying and what I am selling and why I'm doing each of those. So consider this a preview, a prequel to how we got to that more in-depth video. So I'm just going to give you these 6 names, why I like them, what you may want to consider. So context, remember, the question here, if you sell anything, right, I've got 3 moves I'm making, 3 sales I'm making, but if you sell anything, remember that the answer is, 1, if I'm replacing something. So let's say I'm selling company A and I'm going to buy company B. The question is not whether company A will come back and make 50% between now and next year. The question is, will it make more than company B? That is the true question. So that's, you really want to compare apples to apples over the same time frame, and also compare these companies to how everything else is going in a particular sector, right? So if I own JP Morgan, I don't. If I own JP Morgan, I want to see how is Wells Fargo and Bank of America doing. Is this better or worse than the entire group? If so, why do I need to make a change, or should I make a change, or should I just sit still? There are companies that do own that are down that I'm not selling. I'm just hold on to because I still believe in them. They are still good companies. They're still making money. Just the market is the market this year. So you want to make sure that you're measured. So again, in that video, I tell you everything I'm selling, everything I'm buying, and why. All right, so now I've done that whole commercial. Let's go through 3 things I think should be on your list. Number 1, Dollar General. Dollar General has been solid this year. It's one of the few companies that is in the green. They obviously are in the retail space. It is more of a defensive company. If you have been around, you know for a fact I've been talking about Dollar General and Costco for a very long time. For 2 years straight now, I've been talking about Dollar General and Costco. I still like Costco. Costco is still in my IRA. Costco's not moving. Okay, it's just not. But Dollar General, if you haven't heard of it, their ticker symbol is DG. I think it's something you want to keep your eye on, especially if you feel you want to be more defensive and you think that there's going to be a recession and it's going to be real bad. You want to have Dollar General. Now, I would also argue that you probably should want to have Dollar General in general, just because they've been good really for the last 2, maybe 3 years consistently. And I think they're in a good space where I can't say they can't lose. Any company can lose. But they're in a space where if it's a recession, they're going to do fine, right? Because you need cheap items, right, during that time. If not, they're still growing at a very solid rate. Now, the other company that is its equal, if you will, is Dollar Tree. These are 2 companies that still have space to grow. There are 2 sides of the same coin. I like one better than the other. I did that whole video. That's in the members only group. But that one is DLTR. Again, same logic here. Exact same logic. The same reason why I would like a Dollar Tree or a Dollar General is the same reason I would probably like a Walmart, except that 2 of those companies are still up and coming, that still have space and have less hurdles than a Walmart. Obviously, Walmart is a huge company. They have a lot more power. They have a lot more people working for them. They probably have better talent working for them too. But it ain't. But so many new Walmarts popping up. you have a lot more space to continue to grow your Dollar Generals, to continue to grow your Dollar Trees. They can be a lot more nimble and more innovative. So that's why I like those two. You pick which one you like. I got mine. I told you where you can get it. Okay. All right. Next one here, IBM. Now, I know what you're thinking. You know, the hot tech names are Apple, Amazon, and Google, and Meta maybe, and maybe NVIDIA or AMD, and the list goes on. Nobody thinks about IBM. But you know what's green this year? You know what's positive this year? IBM is. Keep your eye on it. I ain't saying nothing else, okay? So it is an interesting company. They've been around for a while. They've had staying power for a while, and they've just been slowly trotting along. Regardless of what goes on in the market, IBM... I won't call them a juggernaut because I don't believe that any company is truly outright invincible, but they are a tank. They are a technology tank, and they don't care what is going on in the market. And they clearly have not heard the news about how the entire tech sector is on fire. I want to see if I can pull this up at least on my screen real quick. So I have 30 tabs. I'm blue embarrassed I have so many tabs open. But when I pulled up a heat map, I wanted to see like what in the tech sector was even green this year. There are 3 companies in the last 6 months that are green in the tech sector. So IBM up 5%. You have JKHY. I'm not sure what company that is. And then you have Citrix, which is CTXS. Last 6 months, that one's up 1.4%. JKHY is up 8.55%, and IBM is up just 5.01% as of the time of this recording. Again, the funny thing is, that's it. The entire S&P 500, when you look at technology services, those are the only 3 companies that are positive in the last 6 months, which is basically the entire year. All the other names that you know, Salesforce, Meta, Google, Oracle, Cisco, Intuit, which is a company that I have, all down. And they're all down by at least 20% and counting. IBM, sitting there, minding its own business, slowly making money without anybody noticing. So it's one that I think you should definitely do a lot more research into and perhaps add to your watch list. Maybe you add to your portfolio here in the next few days. Next, Coca-Cola. I don't think I need to go into that one. They pay great dividends. They've been doing it for what feels like 100 years. Coca-Cola is going to be Coca-Cola. They're not going out of business. They're not going anywhere. It's one of Warren Buffett's favorite stocks all time, right? I think we all know what they do, but they've done quite well this year. Again, one of the few companies that is in the green, definitely known as a defensive company, obviously known as a dividend company as well. Next on the list, T-Mobile. T-Mobile kind of nice. So when we look at the entire telecommunication space, it's really on 3 companies: Verizon, which has been terrible, AT&T, which is surprisingly solid, and then you have T-Mobile. I like T-Mobile a lot based on what their strategy is, how good they've done this year, and what I think they can do in the future. In the full version of this video, for our members only, I went into pretty deep detail as to why I have my eye on T-Mobile more so than I do in AT&T. And AT&T is the other one that's in the green. I'm not looking at Verizon at all. Now, Verizon and AT&T pay better dividends. I'll tell you that now, especially AT&T. But if I were to, look at the last 2, 3, 4 years, it's not good for either one of those companies, Verizon or AT&T. T-Mobile, though, they did buy Sprint, feels like 2 years ago now, and those costs are still kind of coming through, but I think it's one that you want to keep your eye on. The last one, as you can hear, my daughter's very upset in the background about something. I don't know. The last one is SRE. That's Sempra Energy, SRE. They are a utilities company primarily based out of Southern California. They are making a lot of money. They're in the energy, primarily electric energy space. That's a space that you want to be in for a few reasons, especially if you think there's going to be a recession. They also pay a solid dividend. And again, the last part is, regardless of what happens, recession or not, inflation or not, the electric bill is still going to be a thing. It is not going out of style. I could argue a bunch of things about what I think the future of the metaverse is going to be, or what I think cryptocurrency is going to be, or what I think the banking industry is going to be. I can tell you that electricity is going to be here for a long time, and they're not going to go out of business. I think most utilities are good. You can also substitute this for AEP. AEP has been pretty solid this year too. But Sempra Energy, SRE, keep your eye on it, okay? That's everything. So, running down the list, I've got Dollar General, Dollar Tree. You can sub those if you choose. I don't think both make sense. You can do either of those. I've got IBM, Coca-Cola, which is KO, IBM is IBM, T-Mobile, TMUS, and the SRE, Sempra Energy. Keep your eye on all 6 of these companies, add to your watch list, and see, hey, which one of these areas am I missing? What might I need or want to add to my portfolio? All right, that is it for me. You know what to do next is to go, make sure you click the join now tab and watch the full video on what I am buying, what I'm selling, and what from that list I am actually going to implement into my portfolio. All right, that's it for me. Talk to you later. Bye.